Hey everyone, welcome back to Our Minds Lifestyle. We focus on finances, relationships, and more.
You guys real friends. You actually are like family to me, so yeah, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm happy you're here.
Okay.
Me as well.
I love each and every one of you. Yeah, let's get to the bullshit.
All right, welcome back to Our Minds Lifestyle. I'm your host, Kaydan Belay, and
Okay,
you're
yeah.
trying to figure this out because you said you want to be a coach.
Well, we're kind of sitting in a different order too. However, my name is Ethan Belay. It's very nice to meet you guys. I hope you're having a blessed day.
And joining us today, we have
Naya.
Darrell.
Thank y'all for coming on today. And today,
Should make it seem
I
like
want
it's
to
court.
know.
She said, "Thank you for joining us in the jury."
And they all found you guilty. But no,
I'd be okay with that.
I want to get your guys' opinion today on the difference between cheating and boundaries. Who wants to go first?
Well, since I'm the bad guy of the group, I'll go first.
Okay.
So I feel like the difference between cheating and boundaries is that boundaries are agreed upon and cheating is something that's not agreed upon. It's like cheating against a game. So like, can I finish? Are you done? Are you finished? No, I'm joking. But like seriously though, like I feel like cheating is like if we're all playing a game of spades and I'm handing tables under the card or I'm showing tables under the card, then I'm cheating. But like if we have a boundary set, like you can only show your cards to the person sitting next to you, even if they're not on your team, then you could do that. You can show whatever card. That's a boundary. So you're still following guidelines or a boundary per se versus cheating where you're breaking the rules.
But with go ahead. You have something?
So cheating is boundaries that wasn't set.
Right.
Okay.
I want to get.
Well, no, cheating is stepping outside of those boundaries. Okay. What do you think, Naya?
I'm thinking.
Don't
I'm
be
looking
scared.
at the definition now.
I'm not scared. I'm just trying
So
to.
boundaries, a line that marks the limits of an area, a dividing line, okay? A limit of a subject or sphere of activity.
Yeah, boundary.
Boundary.
So what is your definition of cheating?
Ooh.
That depends. That varies
So cheating.
depending on the person. Because everybody's cheating is not the same.
Okay, so I'm asking you what's your definition of cheating?
My definition of cheating, you better not go...
Anything physical?
They ready to
physical,
argue.
You better not go flirt. You better not go text. I don't want none of that crap going on with my man. So
So if your man is talking to someone that he's not supposed to, is that cheating?
no, that's not cheating. Cheating would be anything... I feel like it's common sense. Like, okay, you know, in cheating, it gets to cheating. There, like, he can talk to anybody. I don't restrict him from talking to other people, but I mean, it actually happens. People flirt. Like, I'll say, okay, my dude is talking to this dude as they're at the bar, whatever. We're all at the club and he's at the bar. He meets somebody, walks up to him at the bar. He starts talking. I have no problem with that. Okay. So say the dude is trying to, you know, he starts out, okay, because most conversations, okay, you're attractive, whatever the case may be. Okay, cool. But once he starts continuously flirting, I expect my dude to shut that down.
Okay.
I feel that.
He entertains that, now that's a problem for me because I'm going to set those boundaries ahead of
So
time.
what if so let's say you're there, right? And what if he's oblivious to that the guy's flirting with him? Would you still be upset with your guy essentially?
Well, if he's oblivious to it, then I can't really be upset about it.
But what if it's like something you expect him to know, like he's cheating with
If
you?
I
You know
expect
he's
him to
flirting
know, well, I
with you.
mean, he wouldn't be oblivious to it because those are things I will set prior to. So if you're still going out, yes, if you're still going outside of the things that, I mean, I want to just say like I set things because we're going to both set rules, but those are things that we would set prior to. Well, I won't necessarily say that because I'm not just going to say meet up with a dude and just say you can't go to a bar. That's just not natural. But if it happens like that in a bar and he is oblivious to it, I mean, I don't really know how. I mean, I guess you can.
Are people really ever oblivious to it though?
Some people are.
Some people are. Some people
Like,
on a situation.
I ain't gonna say no names. I was gonna say off of a TV show, but I ain't trying to get no copyright claims. But long story short, he was recently killed, and he was known as the dumb nigga. Let's just leave it at that. A show we all like, so we already know the guy I'm talking about.
I mean, okay.
We'll talk about it later.
If you know that if he was oblivious to it, then I would say, hey, this dude
My breath
was
don't
cheating
stink,
with
do it.
you.
All right.
Let him know like the signs, so it won't happen the next time. I can forgive it the first time if he's oblivious. But come on, who's really? I mean, some people are, but I know when you're cheating. I mean,
Okay.
not cheating, flirting. Excuse me.
So if it's a situation where it's, so what's the difference in y'all's opinion? What's the difference between crossing a boundary and cheating? Because I feel like certain things, when you first start a relationship, you don't say, don't do this and that because that's considered cheating. But in relationships, you may come across something where it's like, well, they didn't cheat on me, but now we're at a point where we didn't talk about this, so they did cross a boundary. Have you ever experienced anything like that?
So I feel like pertaining to like, you know, cheating and boundaries, I feel like cheating is more so, let's say what's understood doesn't need to be explained. So like you wouldn't go to a guy's house and just go sleep over his house and like, you know, one thing led to another when you have somebody to come home to, in a sense. You know.
Oh, we wouldn't.
I'm sorry. It was funny because like me and the roommate eye contact because like we like you know like we are kind of know each other a little bit.
Is that a boundary or is that cheating?
That's cheating, but you still cross that boundary.
So would you forgive somebody more for? Would you look at
said
cheating
that
and
is
crossing
cheating
the
or it's
boundary
not
as just the
cheating?
same?
Well, she said
I'm giving an analogy,
It led into being physical.
Right.
So
Well, no.
That's
they don't.
cheating, but of course, like what's understood doesn't need to be explained. It's like you already know that's a boundary that you wouldn't cross, and of course that leads to cheating.
Or
So
what? if
certain
you-
boundaries you don't have to establish because you already know common sense. I'm gonna go to this man's house and sleep over his house, knowing that I have a boyfriend.
How
type
about
of
this?
thing.
I'm your host, Kaydan Belay. I hope you're enjoying this show. I just want to let you know I have a Patreon account coming soon. You can go to ourmindslifestyle.com, enter in your email address, and be one of the first ones to know when it is available. Let's get back to the show.
well, not. Okay, go ahead.
How about this? So for the scenario, I've done this, right? So I was with Ethan in the beginning of our relationship, and I went over a guy's house at 4 a.m. while he was at work.
I worked
All we
third
did
shift.
was watch Martin.
Look, the way the real reaction was, he was like, "Oh, I can't even
All we
defend
did
you
was
on
watch
that one."
Martin.
boo."
So no boundaries were I didn't cheat, but I definitely crossed a boundary. And in the beginning of our relationship, because he was my friend, we never established, there's a certain time you can't go over there. So you're thinking I should have known
In the beginning of the relationship,
in the
absolutely.
beginning of the relationship not to go over somebody's
Because
house
you know,
at
to
a
me,
certain
at
time.
certain type of hours, you know, just open his legs.
What if they're my friend? So like, what if I wanted to go over to Darrell's
My
house
logic
at
is
4 in the
friends or
morning?
not, there's 24 hours in a day. Pick the right ones to go to. So anytime between, let's say, if it's 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning, you know that's time you should be asleep anyway, or you should be doing something productive, not over somebody's house watching a movie because you got
But what
through
if-
the day where you can do that.
What if I work second shift and that's my party
Well,
hours?
then maybe it's not working.
Oh, you just have to wait till the weekend. or
Right.
whenever you are.
What? But what's
So
the
you can spend
difference?
the day and the day. I mean, I won't say, because going back to what Naya said, like she said, if you're gonna cross a boundary, it's gonna lead to cheating. Not necessarily, because you can cross a boundary and not cheat.
Right.
Going over to, I feel like certain boundaries are common sense
Right.
that you don't have to establish. Going over to a dude or a girl's house at 4 a.m. when you're
When you're in a relationship.
If they're
when
your
you're in a
friend.
relationship,
When you're in a relationship, regardless.
well, I won't. If you're,
Okay.
if it's a, so it's a
a friend.
friend.
It's
Yeah.
difficult now too because also you do have lesbian women, you have gay men. So it's like let's say for example, let's say if I was to pull up at your house one night at 2 a.m.
It's different because we built a relationship together. I built a relationship with you and Kaydan. I'm pretty sure Kaydan doesn't expect you to go and do anything with me at 2 a.m.
I don't know.
So it would
Could
be
be
the
a
same if
boundary.
me and I hung out at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
No.
That's a boundary
Absolutely
for you?
not. Because me, I feel like that would.
Yeah,
that would
I feel
that would-
uncomfortable by that. Like,
I would as well, just because I understand like the relationship that we all have as friendships, knowing that you got a relationship. I wouldn't be comfortable like hanging out with him by myself at a certain time of night.
So how about this? Say y'all all went out because y'all are all friends.
Okay.
Say y'all are all hanging out, right? We're all friends, right? We're hanging out.
So excluding you in this story,
We're gonna exclude me. So I'm cramping. I'm home. Y'all decide to go out. It's a Saturday. I just started, so I'm like,
Like
no,
the three
y'all.
of us.
Three of y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
cramping.
home. I'm cramping home, and y'all decided to go out. So when y'all went out, Darrell's like, "Oh man, I got a booty call, right, or something." You know, we have a booty call, and he has to go, but it's going on 1 or 2 o'clock for y'all.
I'm calling it a night. Once he leaves, I'm leaving.
But y'all are friends, so you
That's
wouldn't
fine,
think
but
it's
then
okay
it's
to
just at a
continue
certain
to hang
time of
out?
night. It's
Oh,
like
when you put
it's
it like that.
If it but if it's three of, I don't know, just me personally. If it's three of us already, he already got a booty call, then we are probably going to already naturally part our ways. All right, well, have a good night. We're not going to just stay and just hang. Like, okay, well, let's just chill.
I
That's just me
disagree with
personally.
that.
That's just me.
I mean, yeah, you grown. So like, if you be like, yo, I'm rolling out, I'm like, all right,
I would
cool.
roll
I'm gonna finish
naturally.
my drink and I'm going home. But like, to be honest with you, I think I feel where you're coming from though. Like, because I do feel like there is G-code. Like, you wouldn't even want to be caught out with her dude, just like, you know what I'm saying, off GP, just because you don't even want nothing sketchy to look sideways.
Right, because that's what, like, you know, increases like women to be insecure, or for her to feel like, okay, maybe she's out doing this, or maybe, like, you know, that's where it's like, okay, well, we are doing out so late, like, you know, because you never know the type of the person you're dealing with, like, you know, where they can be like, okay,
And people are
cheating,
sneaky.
right? Because you never know, like,
Yeah.
you know, I expect people to be themselves. Like, you know, we were out together and it was late at night, and he had a booty call. I'm okay, well, I'm gonna call it a night. Like, you know, I'll see you later. It's time for you to go. It's 2:00 in the morning anyway. Like, we all been out late. I'm
Yeah.
gonna just go. Like, whether or not something going on or not, that's just me. I'm gonna just separate myself to even prevent any type of anything. 'Cause I know, you know, liquor, anything happen. So
True.
I just separate myself from any type of situation to where I don't have no confusion.
And you only do that with the opposite sex.
I
So if it's
well, I don't like women at all. So
Yeah,
it's
sure,
like
sure,
I
women.
don't mind hanging out with women. Like, I don't
Yeah.
find no attraction to women at all.
Also,
so it'd be
like-
different from me and you hanging out for me and him, because you already know where I come from and what I stand on.
Yeah, I feel where I actually, the crazy part is I actually feel where everybody's coming from. Even like, for example, like you're getting ready to make a big move. Like, you know, I was helping you with your move. It was just me and you. I picked you up from the airport. For example, like, it took like our original plans was for me to pick you up at the airport and then be like, all right, cool, drop you off at the crib, maybe help you with your TV, and then I'm out.
Right.
But then I ended up helping you with packing
What time of
glasses.
day was it? And then didn't you elaborate?
It don't really matter.
But did you or did you not elaborate with her where you were and what you were doing?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Me and you
so-
actually had that
so
conversation.
that's a level
Because you
of
was like,
understanding.
well, you sure she good? And I was like, well, no, I communicate with her, so
Right,
she
so
don't
you're
trust
not
my
crossing the
word.
boundary.
If I was out with the both of you, it don't matter if he went home or you went home. Me and you could vibe and have a conversation. Me and you could vibe and have a conversation. Because it could be awkward with me and you having a drink, or me and you having a drink, with you being a gay male and me being a straight male. It could be awkward however it look. But y'all my people. So at the end of the day, like, I personally feel like, even off of the experiences that we've all had and knowing about, like, even me and her relationship, or knowing about y'all, the people y'all have talked to and stuff like that and stuff that's went on, I even think that it's okay to have certain, like we human, so it's okay to have certain attractions, all of that. It's all about how you carry out those actions. So like, even when I helped you move, like, me and you damn near chill half of the day together. Like, never once was I like like doing little side flirts or none of that shit, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't even want, one, as a friend, I wouldn't even want to put you in that awkward position between y'all two. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? But even me and you, like, I wouldn't even want to put you in that place. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that it's okay to be like, you know, yeah, I'm human. You ain't ugly, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? If something was to happen, whatever. But, like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's all also about how you carry out those actions.
So are y'all big on the time of the day that it is, or just the being alone with the other person? Because it sounds like if y'all felt comfortable, and then, I'm not, like, this is just an example, right? If y'all felt comfortable enough to be alone at 2 in, even though you're in a house, 2 p.m., why don't you feel alone at 2 a.m.? Because if there's you rarely drink, right? And then, say y'all not drinking, y'all just chilling. What is really the difference if you're both in the house?
I think there's a difference, because I'm gonna be honest, like, that late night, like, when it's dark, people feeling funny, like, not feeling funny in a weird way, but like, because even if I'm in the dark by myself, I'm gonna want to touch on something, regardless if it's on myself or
But
you
y'all
or another woman,
y'all
like,
in the
whatever.
House. Y'all not in the dark.
I feel you, but I understand.
But no, the scenario
it's just
was
different 'cause it's
them
like
two
one
being
is-
outside. I mean, and it was.
They're both in the house together, but
No,
just different times.
Well,
by
I thought the
themselves.
original scenario was, if us three go out together, I leave, she has to leave. I feel like
I don't agree with that.
it should.
So he's just saying.
Yeah.
I don't agree with you on that. I feel like it depends on how y'all developed your relationship. So say you met her outside of him.
Right.
Y'all built a relationship, and then her husband come into the picture. I mean, and then we all three go out because she has to work or she's cramping or whatever the case may be. Then I can see you leaving after I leave, because
You don't really know me.
You built the relationship with her first, and them, and then he came in afterwards. But we all built a relationship together every time I've been around you, he was there,
Exactly.
and vice versa.
So then, of course, that's what you understand, like, where I'm coming from. Like, me, just the boundary I set between myself, like I wouldn't really put myself in certain
You won't
positions
put
to be
yourself
myself.
in-
Just because, like, I don't ever, like, being her friend, even though I met them at the same time, I developed a friendship with both of them. I don't feel comfortable being alone with either one of them. But just out of the boundary, I don't want her ever to get suspicious or, like,
So
start
you feel
have
like
any
she
type
has
of...
that insecurity?
No, but, like, that can develop. Like, you know, like, just, and naturally
So
just...
you feel like she's that type of person then? That
No,
will do that?
don't take my word out of context. I'm saying what I'm saying. I mean what I'm saying.
Because I wouldn't feel that way.
It's
if-
intense.
I wouldn't-
No,
I wouldn't, if I never felt Kaylon would get an insecurity, I would never feel
And then
that
I
for
feel
me.
just women, everyone has emotion. Everyone has, like,
So
a
now
certain
you're
type of...
generalizing. But go, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't do that. My personal opinion, just the way I am with the friendship I have, I don't ever want to mess with the friendship we have. So I never know what goes to her head. So she probably can come off as very secure, but deep down inside she could be insecure. I don't know that. So me, I just don't even want to put that suspicion on our friendship or even like tamper with that. So I just remove myself from any situation
So this
to
is a
occur.
friend that you don't know nothing. Like
You're not, no. Stop taking my words out of context.
You
listen to what I'm saying.
I know what you're doing. You pressed a little far with that
You're
one.
trying to like flip it around. Are you listening? I want you to listen to understand. I listen to respond.
Okay.
So I just don't put myself in positions to even question our friendship. Like I don't mind hanging out with you, but like you help me move.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind hanging out with them by myself. It's just that I just try to avoid any type of situation as much as I can, because you never know how he might feel one day, and he might be feeling risky. And they probably had a conversation.
Like, I'm about to risk it all.
They're very like conversation. Like they talk about women and whatever case it be, but I just don't want to be in the mix of that.
Okay.
So I just avoid at all costs.
Well,
That's just me.
On my end, I disagree for
That's
because
fine.
I don't. Oh, that's cool. But
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
Continue.
no, but I feel like I only disagree because I feel the relationship that me and Kaydon have, we grew a strong bond. I don't feel like she would think I would ever push myself on Ethan, and I don't feel like she would think Ethan would push herself on me. And that's why if it was us three and you happen to leave, I don't see if Ethan is still having a good time, I don't see a reason for us to call it a night because you left.
Man, that's
Because
fine.
that is.
I'm responding to.
Don't worry, the camera didn't pick
I'm
that up.
still.
You're good.
I'm not responding to the rebuttal with you.
Yeah.
So, it's like, so you know that you're not just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
That I'm just like I'm listening to you.
So
No,
to bring it to so the audience know what's going on. So we all caught up what's going on. So you believe that when it comes to the opposite sex and building a friendship with the opposite sex, you personally would just rather just exclude any assumptions, people assuming that you're doing something, you would just remove yourself
Can I
at a
interject?
certain time. Yeah, I'll get to you real quick. And then you believe that because we're all friends, it shouldn't matter.
Yes,
You kind of worked that two different
Take a
ways because
vote.
you took that two different the way you worded
you?
that.
Can I interject? So in this case, like you know what I'm saying, technically we're not really talking about opposite genders. Like
Right,
if we,
that's right.
yeah, like if we just
Make sure it's a level of understanding. So I do not disagree with what you're saying.
No, I understand what you're.
I know you understand. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just agreeing with what you're saying. So when it comes to this, I just like to remove myself from any situations, and just in general. There's nothing wrong. Like I don't feel uncomfortable hanging out with you by myself, and vice versa. It's just like that's just me personally.
yeah, because
like,
I'm cute. What you talking about?
I just,
And that's exactly why.
I'm joking.
No, that's why I just.
I mean, I am
just
a
like to
very
separate
attractive male,
myself.
but
Like, I feel
however.
like in general, like if he's leaving, like late, I don't want to get sloppy drunk and being out too late anyway. Like I don't want to have somebody else take care of me. Oh, now I gotta take that out.
And then I'm protective,
Shit
so like
happens,
I ain't
you know
gonna let
what I'm
her leave out sloppy drunk having to drive. So that's gonna be even uglier, because then I'm gonna have to call you like, hey, like I'm driving
Just
now
little
at
stuff-
home or
just
driving the
little
real
stuff I like to
home.
avoid.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're leaving, okay, well, like, I think I'm gonna call it a night too, because, like, one, I don't want to keep drinking and getting sloppy drunk. I don't spend my money either. So it's time to go. Like,
Or not
we
even
had a
think
good night.
straight.
Like, or you're not there. So it's like me, it's like, yeah, we developed a different friendship. I met you at the same time. So since we all have the same friendship, but just me, I would just like to just take myself out of the equation, just avoid anything.
So you're just trying to be preventative.
Yeah, just in general.
I feel like the person that really has to say so, or what needs to be, the plug needs to be drawn, or who needs to go home is him, because that is his wife. He would know if she had. I mean, they've been together for
How you
9
know I
years.
want everybody to know that's my wife, bro?
Because your
no,
last name
I'm
is the
just,
same.
yeah,
What?
it literally is the same.
Scoot right a little bit.
Can I?
Yeah, but I would feel like you would be the person that has to pull the plug, because you've been together for 9 years. I feel like
It's
you
my
would know
job to
her.
make her comfortable.
It's your job to make her comfortable. You know her. You know if she has insecurities or what her insecurities are. And if that's one thing, I'm pretty sure this is not that. I mean, y'all had other issues, in the past, but if that's one thing you know that she's a little iffy about, then you call a shot.
Yeah.
Because
So I actually agree with both of y'all. So y'all actually made two different points that I agree with. So with you, I agree with you because you what you said was that like, yo, as a guy being in a relationship, as a man, like we known to be dogs. However, like even with me and you hanging out, like I made it an initiative to make it known, like yo, like you're a beautiful woman, like you ain't ugly at all. Like any man that would end up with you would be extremely lucky. I recognize the positive qualities in you as a friend, all of that. Like even as like if you were a wife to somebody, I can recognize the positive qualities. Same with you. Obviously, I'm married to you, so obviously I feel that way. But
she got new qualities.
But like even else, let's make it a little awkward a little bit, right? Like you are a beautiful woman. You're not ghetto. Like you ain't like not saying all black women are, because I have to say that now because people like to shoot shots. You know what I mean? I ain't even saying
about ghetto.
See, look,
exactly. You're gonna have that version, right? So, but like, no, like honestly, like I think you're an attractive person. However, the way our friendship developed, I would never try to step on that ground, just out of respect for you, because I'm still putting you in a hard place. Also, out of respect for my relationship, like. My goal, even with me communicating with her, you seen how I communicated with her, calling her like, yo, look, I know I said I was just pulling up to pick her up from the airport, but like I helped her out with a few things. I also helped her throw some shit away. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is just what's going on, to communicate.
I feel like, I mean, yes, it's always been there. Yes, we are more vocal about it because we have now social media and we have platforms to be more vocal about it. But
absolutely right.
yeah, it's always been there, but still, I feel like in this generation, it's gotten worse. So yeah. I feel like you would have to take those preventative, even though we are all our friends, and I do agree with you on that one, because I probably would do the same thing, even though I know what's right. If I have no intentions on doing anything to disrespect their relationship, I would still take that preventative measure and withdraw myself, because I don't know what could happen when liquor is involved.
So it sounds like you're saying exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I said I agree.
Yeah. Okay. And see, I have to be the person.
Y'all try not to get into a beef on the podcast. Y'all gonna start fighting. Like, I got some boxing gloves. I can grab them.
I would be the person that would be something where I would test my boundary. Because I don't know if I would go home. I feel like I shouldn't have to. If they're friends.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I would too at some point.
If you are with Darrell,
if you're friends, if you were the friend or with a random person.
I don't go out with random people. I've been left too many times.
Learn your lesson up.
I learned my lesson. I'm
friends group all the time that somebody just gets really drunk or whatever the case may be and wanders off and you don't hear them until the next morning.
But like, to be honest, maybe it's a flaw with me, but I'm too protective. Like I would die for each and every one of y'all. Like even with the candles being lit in my house, like I know how I left. Even with my house being like crazy or whatever, like I know how I left my crib. When I'm seeing them candles, I was like, hey, like y'all might want to step outside, because in my mind, bullets may go flying. Like if somebody's in my crib unannounced, I'm extremely protective. I'm not territorial, but I am very protective. I will murder for my friends.
Going in house. He's just
however,
being out.
But somebody being out though, like y'all as my friends, like I don't expect y'all to catch a bullet for one of us, but at the end of the day, like I do expect y'all to at least like, yo, like you by yourself, bro. So therefore, if you walk into your car and you get robbed, I'm gonna be mad. Just you may have not been able to stop it, but I'm gonna be highly upset. Like, yo, Victoria went out with you, bro, and you just disappeared. Like knowing that if y'all left together, at least just make sure everybody get home safe. You can't control everything, but at least be like, yo, off of the protective aspect, I'm not there to protect you. I'm dipping out. I got a dick appointment. Hey, my dude tripping, my girl tripping, whatever the case may be, yo, I got a call saying it's a family emergency.
It happens like that. I mean, I feel like when
you drunk, hey, I'm out. It's simple.
No, I'm like, I'm thinking I have a whatever appointment and dip. I feel like it happens when someone gets, majority of the times I've seen it happen. It happens when somebody gets really intoxicated. Now they don't know they're not in their right mind and they don't know what they're doing, and you don't see them till the next morning.
Sounds like that's a person that you don't need to be out with.
Someone's intoxicated. Let's say like you're drunk, right? And only time I've seen it to where you can't handle yourself to where I'm taking care of you. Like I've never seen nobody just disappear. Like where they at? Like I don't know.
You gotta live, boo, because I've seen
And to be honest with you,
that's like growing up in that freezer.
Yeah, and exactly. And to be
my close friends, but
can I piggyback off of that?
I've been in like places with like coworkers, and one he drinks so much, and then you don't know where he's at. He's in the bush till the next morning.
That's out.
And then I've seen. I mean,
Red
I'm not
flag.
mad.
You're no longer my friend.
I'm not
Check.
mad. I wouldn't be mad at him because that's the. I mean, I'm not saying blame it on the alcohol, but I mean, realistically, some people don't know their limits, and that's fine. I mean, I talked to him. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna hang out with you because you didn't tell me you're disappearing again. But if it's something that is a repetitive thing, then hey, I'm maybe not. I'll make that decision not to hang out with him anymore. But just off the first offense, I'm not. That's things that happen. I've seen it happen multiple times where not with the same person, but with different people. People get drunk, and some people tend to wander off. If that's their personality, when they get drunk, that's them. That happens. I'm not gonna think like, yeah, I'm gonna be worried about their safety. I'm gonna make sure I call them, make sure they're okay. But I'm not gonna be like, if you text me in the morning, hey, I made it home, sorry, I wandered off, cool. Now, if it's a repetitive thing, then no.
Stretch my legs.
No. If it's a repetitive thing, I'm not gonna be out.
So I have a question.
I think it has nothing to do with living. I feel like if I don't never surround myself with people that need to just wander off. I don't know, the majority of people I associate myself with, they will let me know like, hey, I'm out, and then cool. Then they probably wander off after they told me they out. Then they out. But I don't like for someone to just be out wandering, and now it worries me because now I'm gonna have to sober up to try to look for them rather than hey, I'm out, I'm gone. All right, that's all I'm about to do.
So what if they do it one time? Then you cut it off.
It's gonna make me worry. It's gonna make me upset. It's gonna make me like real nervous and like, okay, now I gotta go find them.
Would you do it again? Would you go out with them again?
Absolutely not.
I would. If we're friends and we establish like it's one time and they're worrying and it's not intentional and they just leave me, then I'm not gonna just cut them off that one time.
So what was the problem with that? Because if she was that one time,
I think she didn't know her. She rode.
Well, we didn't know her.
She rode with her though. That's all.
I would never do that again.
And I told you, I didn't take it personal. But the fact, think about it. Like, somebody in your house, you're going to have some conversations and stuff. Like, she was telling us stuff she was going through. Like, and to be honest with you, the part that pissed me off the most was that your husband left you, and then you leave her. Like, that was
birds and feathers flock together.
You're right.
She left her. She gonna leave her.
Absolutely. Also, I had a question for you. So when you go out, is it mostly like with men? Or is it like it's an even balance?
I mean, to me, I don't really care what gender it is. I've seen it with both genders. I mean, it just happens. People get drunk. People get very intoxicated, and now we're sitting here. All of us are searching for this one person. Okay, cool. Now, if that's a thing, if that's a redundant thing and a repetitive thing with that person, then I would make the decision, me personally, not to do that again, because I'm not about to be sitting out here worrying about you.
There's a statement.
The first person. I mean, even if somebody I met, if they text me the next morning, hey, I'm sorry, what yada yada yada.
It's different.
It's completely different from being like super drunk and then from like, oh, my husband picked me up. You okay? You couldn't just tell me, hey, I'm out.
She said that.
Here? Like she wasn't sloppy drunk to where she just wandered off.
Well, she texted
the next day. But you have to understand that she rode with her. So how are you going to leave the person that you brought here and then just say your husband picked you up?
How do you know she was conscious enough to know?
How did she say she wasn't intoxicated and like to where she didn't understand?
Also, the best of my ability. That ain't gonna be every time. So like, if you keep disappearing and you get drunk, all right, that's what you like to do. I ain't about to put my life in jeopardy for that. But I will say, like, I would at least try to do a little bit more than what I felt like this lady did with going out. That's it.
No, so sure. I don't even remember her name or anything, so we can move past that. But I was just. I forget why I brought that up.
Yeah, if you watching this podcast, you ain't shit. Just thought I'd let you know.
when you guys meet people, with meeting new people, because both of you travel a lot, right? When you go to a new city, is there a particular... How do you meet new friends? Let's just put it like that. Is there something you look for, like, to make somebody actually...
With the real drunk ass, you walk up to him and start twerking on him. That's what it is. You my friend, bitch. That's his favorite line.
It depends.
That's your favorite line?
So when I move to a new city, how do I meet new friends?
Or if you don't want to answer, like, or if you don't know how you meet them, when you meet a new person.
So how do you meet them? Okay. On the podcast. Okay, we got this is where the truth comes out.
But is there something y'all look for in friend qualities, or what establish? Okay, what's this? I'll rephrase the question. What makes someone a friend today for y'all? For y'all to consider.
That's a
someone
good question.
friend? Don't everybody answer.
You want me to go?
Can I answer first?
Sure. Just don't take a long time.
I won't. I got you. So the definition of a friend to me is somebody that puts their animal instincts to the side. At the end of the day, everybody's out for self-preservation. Everybody's trying to make it to be the best version of themselves. They want to do that at all costs, at the cost of other people, regardless if they want to admit it or not. But real friends, male, female, whatever, trans, etc., like you gonna make sure, like, yo, even when we talked about the conversation, like putting my animal instinct, I'm a dude, I find women attractive, putting my animal instincts to the side to make sure I'm just thinking logically versus with my animal instincts. So yeah, that's my definition of a true friend.
Okay, that's a good answer.
How I decide, like, I can't even talk. How do I decide who's my friend and who's not? You said what?
I said it ain't because of me.
Yeah, no.
Now it is, but go ahead.
But how I decide whether if someone's my true friend or not based off, like, their loyalty, their honesty, pushing me to be the best version of myself, or even just like testing me to their limits, like, just me establishing that bond, like how like we all met, like I know you asked like how we met at a coffee shop, just it happening so naturally. Mm-hmm. So like naturally we're just all hanging out, or that naturally, hey, what are you doing? And we just kind of built that bond, and then different conversations, like once we have more than just how's your day going, what are you doing, mm-hmm. It's more of a deeper like connection and conversation. That's all. Okay, well, I think I can start considering this person my friend.
I agree. That's a great answer, because I would elaborate off of that, and I guess what both of you guys are saying, because today what we did is we literally linked up, had lunch, then we went and helped you get your car shipped off, and like that was an experience. So like to share stuff like that with somebody, I feel like that's where you're really building a friendship, because we're doing more than just going to an event, going to a club, going to church, or just something. We're doing more than just going to certain establishments. We could come here and just everybody bring something over and we just chill and talk, or someone's in the area they want to stop by. So I just feel like when they start thinking of me outside of what club we're going to, then what drinks are we getting, a friend. And they also have to benefit me in some way where they have to be positive. If we don't have anything to talk about, you're already in an associate category.
Just side note, how I know y'all was my friends when we were going to Vegas and we was walking down that strip. We were all hungry.
I was at Vegas.
We were just drinking, walking down the strip, and then like on the way back, I was like, hey, these be my friends. Like I ain't never sung in the car with nobody with a top down,
right?
Just screaming to the top of my lungs.
Racing some guys, singing Usher,
or on the side of the road putting head wraps on, or
right, holding suitcases and stuff.
We ain't even gonna tell them about when y'all had to use the bathroom, but
everybody got to
use red covers and stuff.
Right.
Inside joke. Go ahead.
What do I think a friend is to me? What?
I know you're gonna answer this, but can you please post that to the story?
Turn it off,
because it's distracting me. I'm like,
screen don't turn off.
Right. I'm like, is that live? Like, what's up?
No. So what do I decide a friend is to me is someone that I have a natural, genuine bond with. Something I don't have to fabricate or. It's just basically it just comes natural. Like I can, like the connection between us two or however many.
It's 4 of us, person.
Oh, okay.
He just talking and.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
So somebody that we could do out. We don't have to do anything. I can sit in here and not talk to y'all for an hour. I mean, we can just be quiet.
Sleep on our couch.
Yeah.
And I take Snapchat videos of you while you sleep.
Oh, don't do that.
I already did.
I was pissed off, but like somebody that I'll just have a genuine relationship with, that is loyal, that has my back, that's always uplifted me, that always keeps me in a positive spirit, vice versa, and basically, yeah.